Hey MCC, the big news out at the site at 1020 Monroe is site development. Over the last week and a half, almost 2 weeks, the old service lot and the loading docks have been torn out, and now we can start to get a sense of what the site is going to look like. So here we go. You can see up to our property line on the south end, which took out a little bit of the Boardwalk Apartments site. We installed the underground storage for stormwater, and you can see some of the stormwater structures. You can see where the old driveway got torn out, and we're actually reusing the curb cut from the old Boardwalk Apartments business lot as our new entrance. And look who just joined me. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, MCC.
Here's the tour. Today we get two hosts. What are your observations, Jeff, about the site?
Well, I think you can finally start to see where we're going to be parking, which is an exciting thing.
It's so much bigger, isn't it? With the fences taken down and the trees taken down and the
it really does.
Loading dock areas.
Yeah.
You can start to see how we can fit 17 spaces on our lot. And then, of course, we'll have access. There'll be a gate and a driveway and a connection to the Boardwalk lot for another 52 spaces down there. So let's go inside.
I like how they got this all flattened out.
Yeah, there used to be a staircase here, and now you just walk in.
It's buried. It's there in perpetuity now.
So let's go through the shop to the worship center. And Jeff, you and Josh were here yesterday, right?
We were here on Friday night.
Okay.
Yeah,
And what were you guys doing?
On Friday night, we were pulling a couple of video cables.
Okay.
Our volunteers have pulled over 5,500 feet of network cables so far.
That is more than a mile.
Yes, yeah, and we learned a lot of ways to not do it, and we figured out a couple of ways to do it, so that's all good. And then we've pulled about 1,000 feet of video cable so far, and we got about another 1,500 foot of video cable left to pull.
Okay. And you're still having fun.
And we're still having fun.
That's good because
Yes.
it's cool people, right?
It's phenomenal.
And a worthy cause.
Yes, absolutely.
So the inside of the tech booth will actually be painted plywood so that we can build the counter. And we're doing that ourselves, right?
We are. We're painting it ourselves. It's going to be kind of a matte black. And we're installing the tech booth ourselves too.
Yep. And these were some, actually, they're being reused. These are some trials
Yeah.
for the gallery plywood, which we didn't like the finishes. We did a little bit of trial and error, and now we're happy with the finish that we're going to be using. But all that wood got reused for inside the booth.
Because we're going to paint it. It don't matter.
Yep. And then, is this some of the maple plywood we are using? No.
Unclear to me.
It does look like maple plywood, but they're just using this. Yeah, but it will, the wood in the gallery will look like that. Other big developments this week is electrical. A lot of the light fixtures are in, and the occupancy sensors are working because they all came on as I was walking through in this meeting room and in the offices. And recall that our floor in the gallery is going to look like this, which I just can't wait until that final grind.
Right.
They've done some work finishing up the vestibule. They're actually waiting until the last minute. The garage door has just been so handy to get things in and out. And so the last piece of glass that goes on will be the infill for that garage door. They came back and put in the last few windows. I saw them doing that on Thursday. And so you can see how much natural light there'll be in this space. And they've started to build the wall for the Welcome Center. And actually, my team, Elevate Studio, is going to volunteer to build the little alcove around the prayer alcove. And that wood is arriving at noon on Monday. So that plywood is going to go on all the walls that you see that are still studs and insulation. Now, why insulation? The insulation just cuts down on noise. Like the enclosure around the toilets, the enclosure around the offices, etc. It's not for thermal performance. Here's the wood that's going to go up on the sidewalls. It's a maple plywood.
Gorgeous.
And then what really looks different from the last tour we've done. See if these lights come on automatically. Yes, they do. So millwork has gone in already. So we're going to have 2 fridges, one for the church and one for our daycare friends. And then a microwave right here.
And a dishwasher and a dishwasher.
2 dishwashers.
Boom.
For all of our coffee mugs. And the big brewer that we got from Sunshine is going to go right here and connect into the water line. And extra power for that, 220. And then there'll be an overhead coiling shutter to the gallery. And there'll be a curving arc of millwork here for serving counter. That'll have power in it. Yep. Right, and then it goes all the way around the corner. Yep. And there'll also be a little mini fridge in it for creamers and half and half and milk. But here's the big differences. It's really starting to feel real. The bathrooms have their flooring in and the partitions and the toilets and the sinks. There'll be illuminated mirrors here, and there'll be a pull-down baby changer in both men's and women's, and the family toilet and the potties in children's ministry. And then let's see the men's room a minute. The women's room has a green accent, the men's room has a blue accent. The flooring really turned out well, didn't it, Jeff?
I like it. It looks almost like a distressed concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
job.
called a luxury vinyl tile. And then utility room, there'll be washer dryer and slop sink and a water heater and well lit. For projects, we're gonna probably use some of our extra wall cabinets above the washer dryer or on that wall above some of the equipment that's down here for storage for basically a utility closet that's significantly larger than our current one.
Not that that's hard to do.
Yes.
We still have a hole.
Yeah, we still have a hole because been waiting for the work out in the street. We have to cross Ottawa to get our water feed.
It's probably a 5-foot hole.
Yeah. And we're waiting to have everything scheduled, asphalt ready to go as soon as the work is done so that Ottawa isn't closed for very long. And then they did paint this the wrong color. So I left them this note. They painted it paint 13, but it's supposed to be paint 3.
That's an easy fix.
It is.
I'm not scared.
And let's check out children's ministry. Again, these lights come on automatically when we walk into them. Now they will be such that they go off automatically. They'll actually be vacancy sensors. But you can see the millwork. This is the infant nursery, so there's cubbies for diaper bags.
The light's dim too.
And the light's dim, which is really nice. There is natural light. And then the infant nursery is connected to the toddler nursery. All that storage. Again, this group is less likely to need diaper bags. Some of the younger ones that'll be in here will. They'll probably be, most of the kids in here will still be potty training, so it's a good idea. But lots of toy storage and equipment storage and another nice big window to Kids Connect. That hallway goes to the daycare office and the older kids' classroom down ahead on the left, and then the door at the end is directly into the worship center. But then the kids connect here. We've got our perimeter lights in. This room has a red, yellow, orange theme, and these lights were given to us by Sunshine, and we thought we could reuse them, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. It's going to be light and bright in here. And here's cabinets getting ready to go in. The bathroom that's dedicated to Kids Connect. So teachers don't have to go out into the lobby. This will be the sensory room. Something that we didn't think of, you can see this portion of the floor that was ground. This used to be a solid wall. We cut this doorway in, and then the two slabs were over half an inch apart in height. So we had to have somebody come back in and grind this down so that it slopes, and then fill in the gap a little bit so it slopes a little bit over there. But the little things that you run into when you work with a building built in 1964.
Yeah, right. One thing I like too about this room is that it also has a dimmable light too. So if you come in here and you just need just some quiet and kind of a darker space, we can make that happen. It's really nice.
And there will be windows in the doors.
Yep.
So that some natural light will come into here, and I'll actually borrow all the way into the older kids' room.
Yeah.
And then this room has its stripes already. All of the classrooms will have some little stripe effect like this. And then there's a storage room that's shared between the two rooms here. And I have to talk to Catherine and Mary because this was supposed to get a big, tall storage cabinet. And they were concerned about wanting to be able to like play, like Nerf wars and informal Gaga ball and stuff like that. So they had this cabinet in the wrong color. They're going to be coming out and replacing, but I told the group, don't automatically put it here. They might, maybe it goes over there, and then there's a little bit more room on this end.
This is a cool room.
Yeah. Let's finish up at worship. And there's a double wall between that room and the worship center.
Yeah, the wall's about that thick here.
Right. The studs are staggered so that there's continuous insulation down the middle. And then the worship center, not too much has changed in here other than all the emergency lighting is in. See, the tracks are in for the curtains. I wonder if we could start installing those. I mean, they've painted already.
They're going to be repainting some of the areas, though.
Okay.
They're going to have to touch a few spots up.
Yeah, there's a few little thin areas. You can see some white.
Yep.
Right, like a little white speck right in the middle of our screen here. And there's a thin spot over there. But it's really starting to feel, really starting to get a sense of the space.
It's exciting, MCC. It is really, really exciting to see what's happening here, and just think about how we'll be able to use this all. It's phenomenal.
I wonder if maybe a fun celebration after our first in-person worship would be some tours here.
I would be down.
So everybody remember that June 6th, we're going back to in-person worship at 800 at the warehouse. We'll be live streaming. We'll say goodbye to Zoom for the time being. If you need your Zoom fix, just remember every Wednesday there's a big group of people that get together for prayer at 7 o'clock, so you can hang out, pray, and then socialize on Zoom as well. But the metrics are looking good for, vaccinations are making a difference. So we're anticipating starting worship in this space in August. So it's getting real. It's getting close. Continue to watch for it. Continue to pray for the ministries of MCC and pray for this project, for giving and for safety and for finishing up on time and finishing up efficiently. It's very, very exciting, church. And we hope to see you all in here in a matter of months. It feels hard. I mean, it's hard to think of that, but
It's quick. It's going to come quick.
a couple months and we'll be in here with a new worship director.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
So anyway,
That's exciting.
we're signing off on what is the day today? It's May
25th.
May 23, and after Zoom worship, Esther, and we'll try to do this a little bit more often because they're at a pace where there's 20 to 30 people in here every day and significant changes every day. So let's try to ramp these up. All right. See you guys.